Back to work here on the Fiero this weekend. Finally got this side together. This is last night's project. I got my rack and pinion in. I changed the inner tie rod end on that side. That's why there's zip ties on the boot. I don't have the tool or the clamps through it. I know when I was talking to people, some people said you had to cut the bump stop. I cut it way short. Unfortunately, when I was removing the bolt that was fighting me on this side, I tried it with a grinder first. The grinder kicked back and caught my coolant tube up here. So I got a leak there. Got some JB weld. I'm going to JB weld it. Then I also replaced the rear strut in the back here. Bolting it on, and I snapped that stud, which I use for a grounds. So I'm going to run that grounds over here, and then when I put this bracket on, that vent's attached to. So it's just been a nightmare. Anything that's going to break is breaking on me. But yeah, there's my new lowering springs, and now a new strut in the rear, new shocks in the front. And this one's soon going to have a lower ball. This side's got a new lower ball joint put in. I had to use a press. I could not use the rent-a tool. Went to a buddy's shop and he had a press. So where did I put it here? Right here. Brand new ball joint. Pressed it in. Comes with a little snap ring. One thing I noticed about these, this one, I have the same situation. I can't get it to press all the way in. It's about a thickness of a dime. But on this, I had to cut off almost a 1/4 inch, probably 1/8 inch of material off to get it to sit kind of flush. This side, I didn't have to do that so much. What I didn't do yet is test fit it. On the other side, I had to do a bunch of sanding, I believe, on that joint right there. This side actually might go together better than the other side. Kind of hard to tell. So hopefully it does. If not, like I said, I had to sand a little bit on this side and get it to fit. Because this side's fully seated in. And theoretically, if this side's fully seated in and this side's out a little bit, it should be hitting here, but it doesn't. It hits in the side and the inside of here. Like my A-arms are bent in. So, yeah, it's just a nightmare. So, yeah, kind of what I was used to sand it. But yeah, fun stuff. Well, we're one step closer. Finished both sides now. A-arms are in, on. Everything else, I got my little nick I made in my coolant line with some JB weld. Just gotta wait for that to set and harden, and then I can drop the front end, add coolant. Then I gotta replace the rear strut. Then I can go in for an alignment. I don't got the sway bar in yet, or the bottom 2 braces, because I believe the sway bar's got to go on first before the braces. And I got to drill out 3 holes for that bracing to work. Or not the bracing, because all the bolts came out for the bracing. It was the sway bar. Because then I could put the sway bar in, and then then the front end's completely done. But you can do an alignment without a sway bar in it. So I'm not too worried about that part. Then change the tires on her, and she's ready to rock and roll. Then it's time for a heart transplant. And this motor's pretty crappy, so definitely. I've been trying to get my hands on a 3.4 out of a 93 through 95 Firebird Camaro F-body. I found a couple people who have them, but they're far away on the opposite end of the state. And one guy wanted 150 bucks for a motor, the other guy wanted 300. The guy for 300 would pull it, but he wants me to make a down payment on it first. He wants me to pay him first before he pulls it. Makes sense, you know, you don't want me to, oh, yo, but then I don't show up. Well, I'm not going to drive 5 hours one way just to be like, here's a down payment, dude. I told him if he had some other form of payment, like, hey, PayPal or something, I could do that, but I can't do that, so that's a no-go. And the other guy refuses to pull the motor. He's like, it's too hard. It's too hard. I'm like, dude, I'll give you like $400 if you just pull it. Just, I need an engine. And he said no. He said he'd sell me the whole car. Both guys want to sell me the entire car, but then it's like, what else does it have that would make it worth it? Like, does it got disc brakes in the rear, a posi rear end? I said, if it's got that, then at least the rear end's useful. The rest of the car to me is junk. Since they're both Firebirds, not Camaros. I got Camaros, so a Firebird would do me no good. But no, they like, I don't know. Like, well, can you find out, get the RPO codes or something? Because I'm interested then. But neither one of them will do that, so whatever. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So alignment, tires, sway bar, and then I'm probably gonna have to redo the exhaust because already pulling in my garage. That's it. That silver thing down there, that hangs way too low. So I'm gonna have to do something different. I don't know if this will work. Grab a flashlight, but because this is the way I got the exhaust ran right now, it's under the subframe. I don't know if I can somehow get it between the subframe and the body and then up in here, but right there is a coolant hose right there. So I don't see much room unless you loop it towards the engine and kind of come up through that spot right there and then back over. So, and I don't have a pipe bender, so that I would have to pay someone. I don't think that's gonna be cheap. So what might just have to happen, I'm just gonna have the conventional exhaust. Just run it out, then straight back, exit out this side, have a glass pack in it, and then I'll probably put like a little 2-inch baffle in it since that muffler's pretty banged up already. So, yeah. Or, I gotta look if I can find it. The factory exhaust off of that car. I should still have it. Give me an idea. Well, I got something to do now.